Ẹ káàárọ̀ ẹ̀yin ọmọ Nàìjíríà rere o. Good day, everyone. Welcome to the Man of Thought, aka the Villain of Truth, aka the Black Panther of Nigeria. How are we all doing? How are we all doing? Oh, shit. It was the last thing I touched on. Contradictory actions explain. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Man of Thought, aka the Villain of Truth, aka the Black Panther of Nigeria. How are we doing today? Let me see the reactions and the difference. Send you a message. Okay. This kind of makes sense a bit. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Man of Thought, aka the Villain of Truth, aka the Black Panther of Nigeria. Been a while. Firestorm, how are you doing? How are you doing, sir? I'm doing great. Absolutely, I'm doing great. I'm hoping that few of my audience will join me live because there's a subject I would have loved to treat this morning. Thanks for those who are just joining. Okay, yeah. This morning I want to speak about our actions that contradict our requests. Or absolutely, I just say actions that contradict our requests from God. That's exactly what we would most likely be discussing on today. And there's a reason behind it why we have to discuss on this subject. Thanks for those who have joined me. I'm yet to even be notified about the amount of people joining me live right now. But at least for me seeing the 3 likes, at least I know about 3 people are joining me live at the moment. Please, you can indicate if you're live. Trust me, I've been learning to use Streamlab and the rest of it for my live audience live stream. Sorry, but I'm yet to perfect few things. Thanks for subscribing. Firestorm. Oh, Vivek Vishwa. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. How you doing? We have 4 people joining me live right now. Thanks for joining. I'm just giving extra 2 minutes before we continue on today's conversation. Firestorm says, good, I am from the Netherlands. Oh, that's great. That's great. Thanks for joining. I haven't slept since yesterday. I've been on live. I've been on live from 2 a.m. in the morning. I was still live 3 a.m. I slept very late. I slept something around 4. I woke up around 7. So just 3 hours sleep. But there's something about my nature, which is once I wake up in the morning, or once the sun sets in the morning, no matter where you put me, my body knows it's already daytime. I don't necessarily have to know the time, but I know it's daytime. No matter how weak my body is, no matter how tired I am, once the sun sets or the day is bright, I can't sleep. It has been that way since I was young. Now, what I can do is to stress myself, eat, play, do other things, participate in other activities, and later I might find my body might relax a little bit. Something around 10, 11 a.m. I might be able to, um, you know, sleep again, maybe for 1 hour or two. But I'm not so much good in sleeping in the day. So I think we have about 6 people joining me live. And so it's better we just continue on to this conversation. Thank you everyone for joining me today. Good morning to everyone. I hope you had a great day. Wherever you are, good day to you. Maybe night, afternoon, or whatever. Now, today I have a few things I want to touch on. And it is just more or less like a little bit of continuation of the subject we discussed yesterday evening. For those people who joined me live, we had a conversation yesterday, and it all boils down to the idea of, I think we had I raised a question, and the question I raised was, does God choose partner for us, or do we choose partner ourselves? You want to know my age? I'm 90 years old. I'm 90, 9 and is 0. In other words, you can call me Ancient of Days. We were having a conversation yesterday, and it's goes around, does God choose a partner for you, or do you have to make a choice for yourself? That was what the conversation was about. And then after all kinds of opinion coming in, a lot of people have a strong mind that God participates in the affairs of man in the choices we make. Some people say it's both. God choose, and sometimes humans choose. So I raised the questions. I said, if God do choose for you, and what if God has shown you the right man for you because God has created someone for you, and then you met that partner and you deny the partner due to your mindset at that particular time, would God recreate another person just because of you? And so all these questions tailor to the idea that most of the choice that we make as humans, God gave us the ability to make choices. Safa M2F, I don't know. I don't like to block people, but it seems you are looking for trouble. So, yes. So the idea is that if we do our due diligence, we will be able to make a better choice in our life. And I said that part of the things we have to look out for is to know what our visions for life is. And a vision that has everything to do with just us is not a vision, but a vision that has to do beyond us. That is what a vision is. See my wife and my daughter. See how beautiful they are. Maliko Sondaya. Yeah, come and say hi to my audience. Let me talk, man. You don't want me to carry you. I will disappoint you. You must see them. Why you leave her hair like this? You come with her. Okay. Have your router. I'm already live now. Have your phone.
Thank you.
All right. Jaguar is asking if I'm from Nigeria. Absolutely. You're correct. I'm from Nigeria. So part of the conversation is that we have to be able to create a vision, and then the only way you can believe in the vision that is beyond you and your spouse, because vision does not have anything just to do with you and one person. A vision is something that embodies you and everyone and generations to come. The problem we have in today's society is that a lot of people do not have vision. If you're asking what is the meaning of vision, vision is something like Martin Luther King, what Martin Luther King has. Vision is like what Fela Anikulapo Kuti has. Vision is like what Nelson Mandela has. And you don't have to have a very big vision just like every other person. What you need to do is to build a vision for yourself that transcends beyond your time on earth. If you want a relationship that will last, you can never be satisfied based off your desire. You see, no matter how many times we feed on earth or how many times we eat in life, we still get hungry. So if sexuality is what you're chasing when you're seeking for a relationship, you can't have a sex that will fulfill you. If love is what you're looking for, affection is what you're looking for, you can never have affection that will fulfill you. If it is romance you are looking for, romance, mami water. If it is romance you're looking for, you can't see romance that will be enough. Time up. There are people I do not condone on my platform. God bless you. Time up. Love of sleep. Yeah. The idea is that when you look for a partner, you have to ask yourself, what kind of generations do I want to create? That is specifically when you're looking for a partner, you have to ask yourself, what kind of man do I want? If you're a woman, if you're a man, what kind of woman do I want that can help me establish a vision that does not stay in my time? And I'm not talking about corporation here. Because some people, whenever we talk about vision, a lot of people are thinking of business. I'm not talking about business. There is a reason why there's a conflict between humanity. why humans are not flourishing to the right direction. Who can I have in my life that can support me to be able to help or to be able to navigate or create a generation of people that we can all have freedom? And I know that I would not be able to accomplish it all during my lifetime. When God was speaking to Abraham and he was telling Abraham, your children will look like the stars. And Abraham was just having 2 or 3 kids, because he had, some people think he only had Ishmael and Isaac. He had more than that. He even had up to 6. It wasn't 6 children God was talking about, but it was saying that through Ishmael and Isaac, I would. Okay, the promise was actually with Isaac. All right, bye. Through your children, there will be as much as the stars. And that simply means you would not be alive to experience it. You wouldn't be alive to experience it. Any vision you have in life that has something to do with just you and your spouse, that cannot sustain you. It can never. So if you go into a relationship with someone and your expectation is that in this relationship, I'm going to love the person, we are going to have good romantic time, we are going to go for journey, travel to Paris, to Netherlands, to Bangkok, to wherever, British, anything, anywhere you want to go, you will get tired of moving around at some point. If it is sex, your desire sexually can never be quenched. If it is food, your stomach would never stop requesting for food until you have a disease. And then they start prescribing food for you. You can never satisfy the flesh. So what do you need? The best alternative is to look for someone that both of you can move the journey of your life, knowing you would never get to the destination of your vision. Your destination is where you die, but where the work is going to continue after both of you. If that is not what you're looking for, you most likely will divorce, you most likely will separate, you most likely will get disappointed in life. It's as simple. Life is not complicated. The principles are there. So today, I am tweaking it a little bit in that spirit. I am twinkling it a little bit, and I'm saying, what are our actions that we have that contradict our desires, that contradict our prayers, that contradict our requests? For those people who go to church, for the religious people, for every single person. You see, some people will tell you that they don't believe in God. Some people will say they believe in God. And I tell people, if you say you believe in God and you say you don't believe in God, both of you are in the same boat. You are only paddling to different directions. Because if God exists, no matter what we say as humans, we cannot stop God from existing. No matter our debates, no matter our conversation. And if God does not exist, no matter how we pray and think and have faith and the rest of it, it will not raise a God. We can only be deluded by the idea of God. What is the definition of God? I don't know. All I can say is this. No one can comprehend what God really is. But one thing we can hold on to that can strengthen our faith, our hope, our knowledge about life is that there are certain principles in life that does not change. These principles have always existed ever before our forefathers, and after our forefathers till date. Those principles does not change. The principle does not necessarily have to be physical, but they exist. And after us, those principles will continuously exist. Some of the analogy we would use is the analogy of trees and plants. Sowing time and reaping time would never stop. Those are principles of nature, principle of God. You accept it or you don't accept it. You fight it or you don't fight it. It wouldn't change. It is there looking at you, staring into your eyes. Some people think that when the Bible says sowing season and reaping season would never stop, it is all about you planting seed anywhere. No, the Bible also speaks specifically about a fertile land where you should throw your seed in. Jesus spoke about a particular chapter when he says some people have a seed, some of them throw it on a stone and it doesn't germinate, but those who put their seed where the seed fall on a fertile land, it germinates very well. The idea is not to sow in love. The idea is to sow in a fertile love, a love that is going to be great. For you to find a good lover, what you need to find is one who has a vision and embodies the character that can let that vision work. So anyone who has a vision in life and does not have character that can let that vision go, I don't care who you are, you will fail at the end of the day. Example, Samson. No matter the honor God gives to you, no matter the honor humanity gives to you, no matter what your nations, your family say, no matter how powerful you are, if you lose character, if you don't have character, you will fail in life. Samson was one of the most powerful humans in history according to the Bible. Don't get it wrong. According to the Bible, the most powerful individual, a single powerful individual, he ruined himself simply because he can't control himself. So if you make a decision to choose a partner, regardless of the vision, if he does not have the character to embody such a vision, is going to be a failure. And some people will say, how do we build trust? How do we build trust with people? I'm looking for a man that I can build trust with. I'm seeking for a lady that I can trust. Trust is not difficult for anyone to dissect. Character tells you if you can trust somebody or not. The problem is that a lot of us are not even willing to look at the characters of people. Good morning, Queen Pri. How are you doing? Been a while. You were not live yesterday. We had an interesting conversation. Hopefully you will go back and watch it after this live stream. Hope you had a great time. Now you're enjoying life. I'm happy to actually see you. Sometimes we Nigerians, we know how to speak some kind of bad English. When I said I'm happy to see you, like I can see you, I only see your text. I'm happy you're joining us. English is not my mother's tongue, so I don't stress myself. If I speak it, if you don't understand, ask me, I will explain. So what am I saying? If you are seeking for a spouse, the best thing you have to do is to look for a vision. When you understand the vision, what you need to pay attention is the character of the individual. And when you pay attention to the character, only character is enough to establish trust. When one has the right character, you can trust a character. And I'm not talking about a character that is not being tested. Because this is the problem. Most people focus on what people show you. And I always say, when people show you to be nice, that's just drama. Drama is not a character. Character is who they are to themselves, who they are to their family, who they are to their friends, who they are to other children, who they are to their community, who they are to their churches, who they are to their place of work, who they are to anywhere they find themselves. You are never going to be special to anybody. Every man and every woman who is trying to be special, I'm sorry to disappoint you. You are not going to be special to any human being on earth. The only human being you can ever be special to is your mother. It is only a mother that sees specialty in their children. No human being, no lover. I don't care how beautiful you are. Yes, you can draw attention. People may like you. People may want to see you. You may have 6 packs. You may be 9 foot tall. Be taller than Goliath in the Bible. It doesn't change it. You may have the biggest ass like Nicki Minaj. The Nicki Minaj a lot of people are falling for. Some people are tired of her. One man's food is another man's poison. The only reason why you are gravitating towards it is because you have not experienced it. When you experience it, you will see that it's normal. Have you put on a clothes in your life? Have you ever bought a cloth in your life? And that cloth, every single day you see that cloth is so special to you? Nah. After 2 years, the cloth just look like a cloth. Somebody else will see it and will be shouting, Jesus, this cloth is so beautiful. You are like, you are poor. It's simple. Most ladies who gravitate towards men who are wealthy, who are driving Lexus, Benzas, Teslas, and the rest of it. All you have to do is stay there after a period of time and you get tired. The only thing you can trust and truly love in a relationship, first of all, you must know what you're looking for. Second of all, the character must fit the movie, the experience. Absolutely, Ikechukwu, Ubodile, the selfless spirits are special, simple. Ha. Jaguar says it is like Babylon in the Bible. He says, you're lost, I should carry on. Don't let me carry you to where I don't know, so that both of us will not be lost. When you refer to why we are attracted to Nicki Minaj, okay, like Babylon. I understand what you're saying now. It is just a spirit of, it is just an appearance. I wouldn't call Nicki Minaj someone who has the spirit of Jezebel, because they say we shouldn't judge people. But let us say she appears like Jezebel. At least we can agree that she appears as Jezebel. Knowing what she wants, knowing fully well that she's using something to manipulate the perspective of the men, knowing what they actually want to see and baiting them with it. And so you can't take your eyes off the TV. You want to see big ass. And this lady is very smart. She knows if she give it to everybody, all men will spit. So all this Nicki Minaj stuff, garbage in, garbage out. And this is what an average, you see, an harlot, Jezebel are smarter than harlot. Jezebel, they are in a higher spirit than harlot. And harlot is that which just give our body out to everyone. Harlot expires quickly. Jezebel lasts for a very long time. Jezebel are queens of harlot. Why? A Jezebel seduces you rather than giving you what they want or what you want. They keep seducing you. You bring your money, you come for concert. She shake the booty, and all your life, while you lay down on the bed, you are thinking of Nicki Minaj. How much can I earn to get somebody like her? She won't give herself to you. You are wasting your time. She will seduce you. She traumatize your brain. But you see, harlots, those are low-level people. Back to what I'm saying. You have to have someone in your life who has good character, that embodies a vision of a family and that transcends beyond that family. If you are in a relationship with someone who specifically all the vision they say, and I'm not saying there are no situations in life. You might be in a situation in your life whereby you can't go beyond certain parameters, which is what you need right now is to focus on your family at the moment. But deep down inside of you, there is something you really truly believe in, and that which you believe in isn't something that is after my family, which are precious to me. I want to touch the world in one way or the other, and I want to create something. The problem we have in today's society, and what I said earlier for those who are joining, earlier I said people like Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, and the rest of it. A lot of people have visions. Some of us, we always think that our vision has to be big like Nelson Mandela. No, we don't have to be as big as Nelson Mandela or Martin Luther King. We don't compare ourselves in the name of vision. But you care about the society, because without the society, you wouldn't have existed before. There's a purpose behind it. Every single thing that makes God call upon any single person, it is not for yourself, and it is not for a partner, but for something that transcends beyond you and a partner. Now, the problem is that a lot of us have all these desires. Some of us, we don't even know what we desire. Most of us don't know what we want. And I can tell you for a fact that one of the issues a lot of people have, as much as relationship is concerned, is that a lot of people are confused on what they absolutely desire in life. They don't have a clue what they want. And so when you don't have what you when you don't know what you want, whatever is given to you becomes a problem to you. Jaguar says, 23 says, it is also like when John the Baptist is preaching of Jesus and Salem becomes enraged of him and makes the king execute him. The world pushes an idea on what is to be desired. Maliko Sondaya. Please, so I'm not a pastor. God did not call me to talk to you people in a religious way. So if you are thinking you have seen a pastor, wrong location. Location. I'm just a spiritual being. I'm not a religious man. Yeah. We are all useful in one way, because the reason is this. I don't want some people to misunderstand and think that I am calling myself a man of God, or I am not of those things. I tell people, in the idea of spirituality, there is no profession and there is no identity in it. In the religious realm, there is pastor, deacon, prophet, evangelist, and all of that. When you are spiritual, there is no professor, there is no identity, there is no Muslim, there's no Christian, there's no. All you have is consciousness. So that's what I am. So you don't equate me to those things. So what I'm saying, the biggest challenge we have as humans today is that a lot of us, we don't know what we want. And you see, the problem is that when people grow up in life, most people think because they grow up as a grown-up body, it simply means they are grown up. Yeah. You want to know the time? This is 9:31 a.m. 9:31 a.m. So just because you grow up in the body, you can have the child mind. It is only funny that it is kind of funny or ironic that it happens mostly in humans, though I see it happens in animals, but I don't know how to describe it. But I see it mostly reflect itself on humans. Oh, 4:31 a.m. USA. I'm waking you people up. Very soon you guys will elect me. Just the way you are all planning to vote Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. If I can make you wake up around 4:31 a.m., then I should come to the US and become a candidate. Don't mind me. So like I was saying, the problem a lot of us have as humans is sometimes we are very educated, civilized, professional, and we have made a lot of wealth in life. But one thing we don't have is the idea to know what we actually desire inside of us. Now, to understand what you desire, you have to know your story. You have to know your history. You have to know where you are coming from. He that doesn't know where he's coming from does not know where they are going. Jaguar, you're in California. Your name seems like you are one of our brothers in Nigeria. Sorry, 1:32 a.m. For you to understand what you will desire in life, you have to understand your history, something that has happened before you. The problem is, see, you can be deceived by everything that is playing in today's society, And if society presents to you what they produce, you will be confused on what to choose or what is going to mean anything to you. There's a purpose why we are here. And in part of the purpose is to make sure that we live and we die. I always say that's the first purpose, so we can live and die. But everything humans look at is the future. But there is no future without the past. How can you know what you actually desire in life when you don't know where you are coming from? You wouldn't know what is mostly important to you, because our moments on the surface of this earth, we are actually writing a story. You like it or not, you're writing a story. People are going to say certain things about you. While you're here and after you're gone. And if you understand that you are here to write a story, you have to understand, what was the story before me? And part of it comes in the idea of, for me, it was very easy for me to understand what I am here to do. You know, I got to a particular point in my life that I became, in the African sense, I am doing well. And somebody is going to ask me, some people ask me questions. They're like, are you not willing to become, are you not motivated to become a billionaire? I'm like, no. You cannot motivate me to be a billionaire. I don't. I repeat, I don't. I repeat, I don't want to be a billionaire. There is no shred inside of me. There is no atom, molecule inside of me that gravitates towards becoming a billionaire. And somebody say, why? I say, if I have to pursue something to become a billionaire, I don't want it. You know why? In my history and what has happened in the past, I came from an honorable family. My father was doing well and everyone was doing well. But what I realized was that something happened and the family were destroyed. I wouldn't necessarily use the word destroy, but things happen. And the growth and the place the family has been before, something happened and it crumbles. I am here to create that balance. The balance has to do with me writing that story back, fixing all those broken paths that has gone on within my generations, and pushing that same thing to the world, because I know people actually have the same challenges. Do I need resources? Do I need money? Yes. But what money I need, if it is okay for me to take care of myself, I can take care of few people in my community, I can reach out little by little, that's what I focus on. I wouldn't pay so much attention on seeking to be a billionaire, because if I chase after the billionaire status, it does not resonate with what has happened behind me. My pursuit for money has nothing to do with what has happened behind me. I have to fix what has broken in one way. Some people, some people that I know, they will say that, oh, my father did this, and because of that, they run. I've seen people who are Nigerians, who they have kind of dysfunctional home, and they find opportunity to be able to make it. When they make it, maybe because they travel out of the country and they are able to find a way to be able to achieve something there, they abandon everything their generation stood for. And I just look at them, they think they are doing well. It is always a matter of time. If you are in UK, Europe, wherever, God will not let bad things happen before you know that you are supposed to come back to Nigeria. I'm not saying you can fix all the broken things, but there are things you can touch. So what I'm saying is this: you have to understand your desire, and then you know what you pursue. Tesla does not freak me. Some people will say, oh, do you think that you can do a lot of things, maybe because you think you can never get Tesla? I don't know. But if I want to do something in my life, money is not what motivates me. Money does not motivate me. I don't like looking like I have too many clothes in my house. I don't put them on. It doesn't freak me. My appearance to the world does not freak me. Because there's something more meaningful and more useful than all those stuff. All those things are just what society wants you to look like. So if you're asking yourself, what should be your desire in life? Your desire is for you to look past and ask yourself, what are the things that have been going on? What can I fix right now? And then push based off my work and push it to the next generation. This should be my primary desire. The purpose why we have work on earth here is not so that we finish the work. When Jesus came to earth, the work of Jesus was not to make sure that everyone is saved. No. His work was to die on the cross of Calvary. And he established it on Peter. And he says, upon you will I build the church, and the gate of hell will not prevail over it. The work was to begin with Peter, but it was not to end with Peter. Who is going to broaden it? Even the person was not yet notified, which was Saul that became Paul. If you think your work in life is to finish everything, anybody who wants to finish their work in life, you don't even have a vision. You only have a job. That's why a lot of people value their career. My career, my career, my career, my career, my career, my career. I just want to take my career, carry. That's why they say a lot of people have job, they don't have work. Your job is only what you do for a living. Your work is something that would exist after you, that will continue after you. So when you understand your desires and you understand that you need to have a work, and your work has to do with your past, there's a purpose for the car. The car always have side mirror. Is that while I go to the front, while I drive to the front, it is very easy to see the front, but you have to look at the back. The accident that happens from the back is always more tragic than the one that happened from the front. So always look back. But the purpose is this: you learn from where you have come from. Most people run away from their history. You see, some people say when you do not understand who your father is, that's when they call you a bastard. A bastard is one who does not even know their history. Now, let's say you might not have the sense to understand what history is. But when you begin to refuse your history, when you begin to refuse what has happened in the past, when you are not willing to know about what has happened in the past, yes, you are not far from being called a bastard. You see, some people are like, how did Moses, blah, 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 blah. The only way Moses began to fight for his people was basically because his people were telling him. He knew from the skin color that he wasn't part of the Egyptians. And then his people, while they were slaves in the land of Egypt, they were telling him about his history, about where he came from, about the story of Joseph, on how Joseph came to the land of Egypt, how he was sold. They begin to tell him about those stories, the history, how they came into it because of One of their ancestors was once like a governor there, and he saved the land of Egypt. And they gave him positions, and he brought in his fathers, his mothers, all his family to feed, to take care of themselves, and they gave them a portion. And after 2 generations, they become a slave in the land of Egypt for 430 years, 4 generations. And when they begin to tell Moses, Moses knew he had a duty, not for him to sit on Egypt and think that he wants to be one of the brother of the senator, but to understand that there's something more than sitting in the palace. I have to fight for my people, even though he does not know how to do it, even though he does not have the wisdom on how to pursue it. But something inside of him begins to call him that I need to do something about it. Even though he made a mistake, but it was still a mistake that saved the Israelites. He had to run, he had to suffer, and God had to call him, and then he had to come, and then he saved his people. History matters a lot. And I'm saying this, the only way for you to know exactly what you want in life is to know your history. If you come to life and you do not have history and you don't know what has happened before you, you don't know what to do with your life. Jack Jaguar says that the person of career can only go as far as universal history, I suppose, general history. Even they don't even know anything about history. They only become a puppet to certain individuals. There is no calling inside of them. They serve whoever is their master, so they become a favorite. So they gain favor. So they find themselves. They become people like Kamala Harris. Today she's an Indian. Tomorrow she's a black. Why? She's not proud of anything in her life because she's trying to serve certain individuals. She has no work. No wonder she don't even know what to say. When you see Kamala Harris stand, ask her any question. My 5-year-old son will ask Kamala Harris question. Kamala Harris cannot answer. That's the person that wants to become a president in the US. Today she's Indian, tomorrow she's black, next tomorrow she will be Puerto Rican, Jamaican. That's how you know them. DMX will say, trust the snake to bite you, trust the thief to steal from you, trust the liar to lie to you, but trust in the fact that you can see them well. Know them when you see them. It's simple. They just become a puppet. They are already, they are wondering where is their place in life. Where is their place in life? And you know what is spring up? It spring up hatred. What does it spring up? It spring up hatred. And just because you read history does not mean you know history. Just because you read history does not mean you know history. Reading and knowing are two different things. I always see people say some kind of historical things. I would just say like this. I'll be looking at it. I say, did this person know history or are they reading history? People like Dr. Umar Johnson. It's history. He doesn't know history. Because if you know history, you would know that you have to specifically choose a woman in your life that if you want to represent a good thing for the black people, you have to be a reflection of it. Not having baby mamas. You have baby mamas here. You have baby mamas here. You are taking advantage of black women, and then you start singing the Frederick Douglass Academy. The Frederick Douglass Academy. After 13 years, you can't establish. What are you thinking for the boy? Oh no. That's why I stay like this. I just keep looking at people. And I smile. And just because people speak about consciousness doesn't mean they are conscious. If you're conscious, you would know life is not about all that you desire for your own pleasure. You would know what it means to commit yourself with a woman. You would know the right choice to choose with a woman. You would know the woman that will support your vision. You would not be led by your genitalias. And I ain't saying I'm perfect. But I know liars when I see them. I know people who speak the truth when I see them. Everything lies. Consciousness does not lie. Just because you can speak big English, just because you can narrate good grammar, just because you can read history and the rest of it, it doesn't mean you're telling the truth. It doesn't mean. That's why that particular lady, what did they call her? Therapist. The one on New Canton's Busy Cartoon Newton's episode on Funky Friday. She said a lot of words, but she absolutely said nothing. And people were clapping their hands. Oh, she's smart. Oh, she pinned him down. Both are disqualified. What choice would you want? A man who has 3 baby mamas with 8 kids and is still looking for a wife? Or a woman who is 41 years old, who has not married, and she's giving you advice? My people perish for lack of wisdom. Sometimes we stimulate so much the intelligence. Some people think, this is where unconscious mind works in. Some people think that intelligence is only in the head. Intelligence is beyond what is in the head. Every part of your body is intelligence. If you focus only on this place, that's what you only know how to use. No wonder a lot of people don't know how to turn it off. They only put it on every single time. Sam Oyekwere says, brother, you are completely wrong about Kamala Harris. I have been living in the USA for over 45 years. Kamala Harris spent her youthful life with her grandmother in Jamaica. Okay, you weren't paying attention. You weren't paying attention to what I was saying. Let me rephrase so you understand. I said, Kamala Harris tries to associate herself with the black people. Kamala Harris tries to associate herself with the Indians. Now, is she a Jamaican? Is she an Indian? Is she the part of the blacks? Donald Trump is not doing the same thing. These are the words that are coming out from their mouth. Now, I understand that media knows how to play drama on both sides, but you have to ask yourself, the words that are coming out from their mouth, is it artificial intelligence that is scripting it out, or are they the ones saying it? If they are the ones saying it, that's what I'm saying. Just because you want to be in the position of power doesn't mean you have to pretend to be what you are not. Why? Because you don't even know who you are. You guys must be related though. Don't just you guys must be related, because you don't even know what what even led to such a conversation. And what I gave out, I wasn't really focusing on what's my business with Kamala Harris. She doesn't look smart to me. I think US will be in problem if you choose Kamala Harris. I wouldn't prefer Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, but sometimes in life you choose your poison. Donald Trump is still the best poison you can have. So you might be there for the 5 years and the rest of it. I'm not talking about just because you live with your ancestors doesn't mean you know your ancestors. Commitment to your ancestors to understand your desires in life. I'm Mexican American, and Kamala Harris is better to me. Anybody can choose what they want. That's what politics is. I shouldn't even be telling you who you should choose and who you shouldn't choose. I'm just saying, part of the words of their mouth, you can see them or you can know them. And this is not applicable to you guys. It is applicable to Kamala Harris. I'm just saying, when Donald Trump speaks, he doesn't speak like, I am the black, I am part of the black today, and then he says tomorrow I'm white. Kamala Harris does that. She's Indian today, she's black tomorrow. I don't think anyone has asked me any question and tell me that, oh, Mr. Man, where are you from? And I tell you that I am a Puerto Rican or I am an Indian. I tell everybody I'm an African, specifically Nigeria. It doesn't matter the image of my people. It doesn't matter what is going on within the country. I am proud of where I came from because I understand the history. I know my people very well. I know what's going on. I know everything. And regardless of the fact that they might have not been on the right path, I still believe there's a possibility if we do the right work. I wouldn't compare myself and tell you tomorrow that I'm an Indian. I would never be an Indian. It's simple. That was exactly where I was going. So what I was saying is that you have to understand your past very well. Understand your history very well. And if you do understand your history, it propels you to be able to understand what you desire. Now, to quickly push the conversation forward, there are things that do not make us move forward in life. One of it is lack of clarity. And what is lack of clarity? When the individual making the request may not be clear on specific things, and it leads to misinterpretation. A lot of people have misinterpretation and they don't have clarity. Some people have what we call subconscious resistance. Subconscious resistance, which simply means that people may request something they consciously want. There are people who may request something that they consciously want, but their subconscious behavior reflects deeper fears or conflicts that prevent them from following through. The reason why you are not getting what you want, most times we have what we call subconscious resistance, which is that people may request something they consciously want, but their subconscious behavior reflects deeper fears or conflict that prevent them from following through. No wonder a lot of people hate men. No wonder a lot of people hate women. The moment you know that you are not thinking properly is the moment you begin to think one gender is inferior and the other gender is superior. Anybody who starts thinking that way, I already know the person is having problem. One of the reasons I know Kamala Harris will have problem was when she begins to say equal pay is about the woman, whatever money you pay for everybody, the woman must have the same thing in the same organization. I knew there would be a problem, because you should be focusing on equal opportunity for equal job that is being done. You shouldn't be saying that if organizations are paying men this and you're not looking at the hours the men are working, and you say, just because of that, as much as she's working here, you must pay her the same money. No, that's not how you let economy work. That is when there's something inside of you that is subconsciously fighting you, and you don't know that it's fighting you. They call it subconscious resistance. I don't look at things based on gender. I look at things based on duties. Are there roles for men and there are roles for women? Yes. Are there spaces where we have to put business and activities first? Yes. Are there things where we need to put emotions and love into things? Yes. But when your emotions, when you have what we call subconscious resistance, your behavior begins to reflect deeper fears of conflict that prevents you from following through. Then another problem a lot of people have is what we call inconsistent desires. Inconsistent desires. Sometimes people ask for things they think they should want, but are internally conflicted, leading to actions that contradict their stated desires, the things that they actually desire. Inconsistent desire. Today they like this, tomorrow they like this. They may like this thing for 1 year. After 2 years, they desire something else. I'm not saying you should like one thing forever and ever. I'm saying you have to be able to choose what desires actually matters for the long term when it comes to relationship, when it comes to love, when it comes to flourishing, when it comes to vision. You can always upgrade it. But when your desires are inconsistent, it's any problem. The next one might be issues of environmental factors. And this is why a lot of people don't get what they want. Sometimes it is environmental factors. In fact, I would say most times it is environmental factors. Things like external pressure, like social expectations. It always causes actions to differ from request, even when someone genuinely intends to follow through. Because sometimes your heart tells you what you want. Sometimes your heart tells you what you want. But most times, because of the society, you deny yourself of the things you actually desire. Sometimes in life, do not just choose the ways of Jesus. Sometimes you pay attention to the devil. The problem of the devil is that the devil gives you some distractions and the things of the God aligns you to where you're going. Let me pay attention to certain things that might look devilish. He says, I don't think you know Nigeria history. In our time in school, Nigeria scrap history in school. I will lecture you when it comes to Nigerian history. Thank God. And this is how you would know you don't know, when you begin to think you know more than the other person. Your name is Sam Onyekwere. I understand the history of Nigeria to a certain degree because you can't know it all. And you see, when people think they know history, some of them think that it is basically what is written, not what they study. Is it not Onyekwere that says that he has been you said you have been in USA for over 45 years. And then you know history more than the person who is experiencing it and is studying it and is reading it and is doing the traditions and is working with the culture and understands. I'm a Yoruba. And as a Yoruba, I understand the importance of Odua. Do you understand the history of Orumila? Sam Onyekwere? Do you understand the history of Orumila from 500 BC? Because when we talk of Nigeria, you think we talk of, I am talking about the culture of my people, the tradition of my people. Yes, every other thing that spring up into the Nigeria thing, those things are based of politics. Those things are based of people moving here and here and here and here. Inconsistency, greed, selfishness, wickedness, evil. I know about my culture. I know about my traditions. That's the reason why you can't bobo me with the name of Jesus. You can't bobo me with Christianity. You can't bobo me with any religion. I understand my culture and traditions. When you speak about Jesus, I listen carefully. I study the Bible in and out. I've read Genesis to Revelation 8 times. I'm reading the Lost Book of the Bible 2 times. I read the Sumerian tablets. I read the Egyptian mystery. I read the Anunnakis. I read anything readable. Study it over and over again. Not because I want to prove that I've known, but because I want to make sure I am not getting things wrong. And then compare the principles and the teachings of everything. I studied the Ethiopian Bible. And when I read everything, I realized the importance of my culture and my tradition. If you want to speak to me, you don't know the Lost Book of the Bible. Prove to me that you know the Lost Book of the Bible now. Because sometimes the problem of humans is that we just see people and we just assume we know them. You don't know me. The only time you can prove you have something to teach me is to make a decision to write to me that you will come to my live program. I will give you 1 week to read and study anything you want to know about history, and then I will bring you to a live program, and then let us speak. It is not by PhD, it's not by BSc, it's not by STD, it's not by all those qualifications. It is by your involvement and your commitment to it. And that's why I said something earlier. I said there's a difference between that who read history and there's a difference between that which know history. You can't be in another place and know history better than who is in that place. No matter how Christians read the Bible, you can't know the Bible better than the Israelites. Because they live and they breathe it. The next one, emotional state. There are a lot of people who have strong emotions such as fear, anger, or insecurity, which can influence behavior, causing people to act against their own requests. One of the challenges people have for them to be able to attain what they want in life is most times their emotional state. And you have to ask yourself, what do you lead by? What emotion leads you most times in your life? There are a lot of people that what leads them in their life is fear. There are a lot of people that what leads them in their life is anger. There's a lot of people that what leads them in their life is insecurities. And how do you know? You look at your behavior. You look at yourself and you say, when I find myself in many situations, what triggers subconsciously within my emotions? If negativity is what triggers in your emotions, majority of the time when you find yourself in many scenarios, that tells you that the state of your emotion is false, is a fallacy. It's not on a strong foundation. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you, Ikechukwu Mgbodile. Not forgetting those ones. No, not even creating history, writing history. They say when a hunter goes to the bush and he kills a lion, he writes in history and everybody screams, the hunter is a great hunter. But when the lion has killed a lot of hunters, who writes how great the lion that has been killing a lot of hunter is? Because the lion cannot write. That which can write is the one who writes history. Those who win in history write history, and they paint it in a picture that it favors them. I don't want to branch to some kind of places. So what I was saying is that sometimes our emotional state is part of what indicates exactly what is going on inside of us. And part of the things I will touch on last for today is lack of resources or ability. Because sometimes individuals simply don't have the skills, resources, or capacity to act in line with their requests. Part of the things that doesn't make us get exactly what we want, some of it is lack of resources, which actually indicates that sometimes we don't have the skills, the resources, or capacity to act in line with their request. You can desire big things in life. If you do not have the character, if you do not have the skill, if you do not have the capacity, if you do not build yourself strong enough to be able to make sure that what I desire for, I am fit to have it. This is the reason why you will pray to God, ask for signs and wonders and the rest of it. It would never come true. Majority of the time that we don't achieve what we want in our life, it is basically because we don't know how much we need those things, and most times our actions contradict our request. Yes, man. For you to even say you stayed in the US for 45 years, I knew you were older than me. I'm not up to 40. I knew you were older than me. But all I can do is, when you say that I am wrong about my culture and my traditions without you knowing how much I know, then it means you question my integrity. If you question my integrity, then I will ask you, and you say you know more, then let's go and we debate. Let's go, come on live and we talk. It is an open platform. Let's talk. Let's see who is going to coach who. Let's see who is going to school who. And let's see who is committed to their cultures and traditions and their history as a people and their ancestors. Who knows all these things? You see, one thing is to even know. One thing is to even read. One thing is to be committed to make the change. I will show you text message. I have countless. I live in a very big estate. I am the first landlord that came into this place before it became anything. I have countless of offers from people in US. I have countless of offers from people in UK. I have countless of offers from people in Canada to come. I refuse. Why? I love my country. Simple. I talk to my brothers and sisters that are within in any country where they find themselves that they are in diaspora. I encourage them every single time to invest in their country. I talk to the blacks, my lost African brothers and sisters who are in the US, who are finding it difficult over there to build a relationship with their African brothers and sisters so we can create a good relationship. It is not about what you read. You can read and think you know. Are you committed to what you are actually doing? It is not what you just put in your head. Do you have actions that support what you're doing? I know with what I've said, you might have a running stomach. Sorry, it wasn't intentional. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm actually going also. So Samuel Yekwere, hopefully to hear from you when you're ready for the debate. With that being said, to all those who have joined me live today, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Bear it in mind that when you make decisions to seek for things in life or what you desire in life, just because it's going to please you or because you're going to find pleasure in something, you have to question your pleasure. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy your life, because I can tell you for a fact, too much of questions would stop you from moving forward in life. Too many questions will stop you from moving forward in life. But try sometimes to stop yourself and ask yourself, if there are important decisions I'm about to make in my life, like a choice of a partner, like having a child, like having a vision, am I thinking with the right mind? This is where this games has to be played, where you have to know about your past, your present, and the future. Today is not history time, Samuel Yekwere. When it is time, we will talk. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel, like and share. See you in the next video. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye for now.